All right, everybody, today we're going to do a third test of Varahamihira's Mars retrogression technique to see what kind of predictions it makes. So far, what we have is very interesting enough to make us try to do it a third time. So the most interesting prediction that we got out of Mars retrogression technique is very close to the coronavirus pandemic. It's the prediction. Hang on. That of October 21st, we should have an outbreak of a disease, which ears, nose, and throat disease, which prevents people from enjoying the sense of taste, or in general prevents people from enjoying life, and is significant disease. So that's shockingly accurate. So then the first test that we did was a little bit of a not wise test because it's in the future. The result is supposed to be in the future. The result for that one I forget what the result of this one is. I think it's September. The prediction is for September 10th, 2020. And let me recheck what we're supposed to watch for. We're supposed to see here that there will be panic in spite of the fact that there's no economic problem. So either I'm not reading the prediction that Varahamihira's words the right way. He might mean that there's panic for no real reason, but he seems to be saying that economically people are fine, but they're panicking coming in September, that doesn't seem likely. But if we do our third test and we get a very accurate result from it, which should probably be that nothing special is going on, because there was nothing really special going on. The next prediction period will probably be for about a year or two ago. I mean, just Trump. Anyway, let's see what it is. If that's an accurate prediction, then maybe I'll put more attention into the wording of the first one, what it actually means, and we'll wait and see. All right, let me open up this just in case I need it. All right, so again, if you're on YouTube, you can see the charts. If you're on Facebook, you just get to see my face. So what we do is get a chart. And with this chart, what we want to do, hang on, it's a little bit cut off on the bottom, isn't it? What we want to do with this chart is go to a Mars-Sun conjunction. Now, we want to test a particular one. We want to test the Mars, not the previous Mars-Sun conjunction, which is September 3rd, 2019. Not the one before that, because we did these two already. The one before that is September 18th, 2017, but the one before that. So let's go back to 2017. (2019, 18, 17), and go past the September conjunction here. Okay, great. So now we can start looking for the next conjunction. That was pretty fast. We're at 2016 now. Mars is about trine. Mars is square at the beginning of 2016. The 2015, end of 2015, Mars is getting closer. Now it's within 30 degrees. It's mid 2015. And now it's within 15 degrees. So it's disappeared, and here it's conjoining. It's conjoining in May, I would say. Or maybe June of 2015. We got our conjunction. It's so funny to watch the planets catch up to each other. June 14th. So let me just make a note of it, even though you don't actually need to. But just in case there's other things that I didn't realize I should have been looking for, then I'll have it at least in a note. Okay, so I want to say Mars, Sun, conjunction 3. This is the third one that we're studying. Is June 14th, 2015. And Mars was, the conjunction was at 28 degrees. It's about 30 minutes of Taurus, with a declination on Mars of 25 and Sun of 23. So pretty close. No, 23 and 23. Declination is both 23 north. 23 degrees north for both. So it's like a Kazimi. Nakshatra, we don't really care. I can find that out some other time. So now what we really want to care about is, when is the next time? Now Mars is completely invisible. It's totally inside the sun. Now when is it going to become visible again? This is the first component of Varahamihira's technique, which you're probably all familiar with. You guys maybe are getting tired of this, but we have to do this. Of course, maybe you could say, well, Vic, you don't have to do it online, but tough luck for you guys. This is my time to do it. And hopefully you're not bored. If this kind of stuff is overly boring, then definitely don't become an astrologer, because this is what you spend 60% of your time doing. Clicking around looking for events. All right, so let's move it forward till Mars reappears. Move the time forward till Mars reappears. Mars is actually going to reappear at the back because the sun is moving faster. It's going to take a while. Now it's 6 degrees. By July, Mars is 6 degrees, about halfway out. But it's got good speed. $13 in July 31st. We're looking for 17 degrees. Now, I'm not so good at math. 7, 3, 13, 16 degrees now in August. So how is it now? 18 degrees. 18. That is still 18 degrees. Boom. That's interesting. Anyway, 8 to is 12. That's 17 degrees. So we're going to say August 13th is the day. August 13th of 2015 is the day that Mars had heliacal rising, which means the day that you could see it again, emerging from the sun. It gets far enough away from the sun that the sky is dark enough when it's visible. So you get, let's make a note of this. Mars rises August 13th, 2015. And Mars is in 8 degrees. It's debilitated. 8 degrees, 31 minutes. Cancer. The declination is 20 degrees north, 35 minutes. Let's get this nakshatra. Ugh. This is so annoying. So annoying. I hate this software where I have to switch back and forth. It's already in. So this is Mars and Pusha. So let's change our tropical degrees. This is Pusha. And what we have is the degrees actually 2 degrees 36 minutes. Leo. All right. So now let's count the number of nakshatras. Let's see, there's like nobody interested in this. Okay, there's 10 people. Let us now count the number of nakshatras from... Oh, now we have to find out where does Mars retrograde after this. So we'll push it forward again and see. I can just keep my eye on the speed of Mars, which is down here. It's moving at 38 minutes per day now, which is fast, but it's probably going to start slowing down. 37, 36, 35, 33, 29, 22. Now it's gone down to 7. So it's going to retrograde now. Wow. It's close to Saturn. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Now it goes retrograde. So that's April 18th, 2016. Let me make a note of that. Mars retro is April 18th, 2016. And the retrogression is 8 degrees. 8 degrees, 54 minutes, Sagittarius. The declination is minus 21. It's 21 degrees, 22 minutes, south. The nakshatra is... Mars's nakshatra is Anuradha. So we're going to make a count from Pusha to Anuradha. Let's do that now. Let me just get this other window up here for you. Yeah, for that we need to go here. Then can you see it all of a sudden? Yeah. Okay. It's a little too far north. Yeah, that's good enough. Excuse me, I think I gotta sneeze. Okay. We start at Pusha. We go to Pusha. And we're going to count to Anuradha. So Maga's 3. Uttar Phalguni is 5. Chitra's 7. Vishakha's 9. Anuradha's 10. So this actually makes us not so impressed. See there, this is a complete evaluation of a technique. So why am I all of a sudden not very impressed with this? And this is the same reason why I'm not that impressed with Joni Patrice's prediction of the coronavirus, so-called, or Abhiga Anand's, etc., etc. Most of the people's, except James Keller. It's because it comes up with a dire prediction all the time. Now, it doesn't necessarily... So, just in case you're not following my mind on this, we already know that the 10, 11, or 12, when the retrogression of Mars occurs, 10, 11, or 12 nakshatras from where it emerges from the sun, it's of a particular type, which is Rutirana, I think, blood face. Shall I double check that? Asramukh. Tears in the eyes, or tear-faced. So this is the same interpretation. This is the same type as the one that we thought, wow, that's pretty close to coronavirus. So you see what I'm saying? Like, if you use this technique, then you would get the coronavirus prediction, right? But you would also be every year getting a wrong one. Like, probably the next one is not going to be accurate either. And the previous one, you would have been thinking that there would be a coronavirus breakout 2 years ago when there wasn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a pandemic, ears, nose, and throat pandemic? 2 years ago, SARS was 2000 or that other one, the most recent one was 2009, wasn't it? So, sorry, Mr. Mihira, or the way that we know this, the way that we're applying your technique is not giving us very wonderful results. Anybody want to ask any questions about that way that we evaluated this, or maybe you have some points that I didn't think of? Thank you, Fernando. All right, yeah. So that's that. So let's call it a day. So, next time we get together, let's continue. It doesn't mean that this system is useless. It just means that it's not a magic thing. This is the retrograde. This is the Mars retro in 2016. Unless my history is wrong and there was a gigantic ears, nose, and throat problem in 2016 also. And it's a little bit difficult to think super clearly while you're on the air. So I'll also just review the facts before the next session that we have, just to make sure that I didn't get something wrong. And then we'll just continue reviewing the book up to the point that we started studying, and then continue the study. Okay, friends, stick around for Bhagavatam stream coming up. Next, we're going to get the second half of Spiritual Gossip. Yeah, see, Margaret, maybe that's another problem. Like, you get a prediction all the time of something dire happening, and because something dire happening is always happening somewhere in the world, so you can kind of stretch it to be right. But you would think it's kind of ineffective to us as an astrologer if we just know that something bad is going to happen all the time, but we don't know where or exactly what. So I'm not saying that this technique is useless. I'm just saying that the way that we practiced putting it into the test didn't perform. At least it wouldn't be something that me as a practicing astrologer would say, I need to use this technique now for people. Definitely, Jasmine, I don't know if you're still there on Facebook or if I already shut it off. Definitely, Jasmine, there's other techniques which I think is more significant is the eclipse. But we're just trying to see how this Mars retrogression technique that Varahamihira proposes, how it actually works and how well it works. So we'll end there.